tonight, an OHL star charged with sexual assault. The pulse of the country on the eve of the budget, and old beliefs, new believers.
From Southwestern and Central Ontario's #1 news team, this is CKCO-TV News.
Good evening. The NHL's top draft pick of last year is charged with sexual assault. 19-year-old Ed Jovanovski, along with 2 of his Windsor Spitfire teammates, walked into police headquarters in Windsor today and turned themselves in. CKCO's Stephanie Ludlam has the details.
Police have charged 18-year-old Ed Jovanovski. He's seen here playing for the Windsor Spitfires. 2 of his teammates have also been charged. The team's all-time leading scorer, Bill Poulter, and left winger, Corey Evans.
They've been charged with 2 counts each of sexual assault, and they were taken over to Windsor Provincial Court today and arraigned on the charges and have since been released on conditions to appear in court on the 22nd. The second condition is a non-alcohol consumption clause, and the third condition is non-association with victims or witnesses.
Police say a 24-year-old Windsor woman reported that she was sexually assaulted on February 19th. The alleged incident occurred in her home on the city's East End. The hockey players were first brought here last week, but police needed 7 days to gather enough evidence to lay charges. The Windsor Spitfires coach says they're standing behind the players.
Well, obviously, I believe they're very serious charges. There's no question, but I know these 3 boys, and again, I presume innocence until being proven guilty, and they have my support.
The men will appear in court again on March 22nd. In Windsor, Stephanie Ludlam, CKCO-TV News.
A flu-like virus at Kitchener St. Mary's Hospital appears to be under control. The virus was first detected Friday afternoon. 15 people are now infected. The outbreak's been confined to a 3rd-floor wing housing people with respiratory problems.
We've taken viral studies and bacterial cultures. We have confirmed that we're not dealing with a bacterial infection at this moment, and obviously it's something in the area of a viral illness, and those cultures will take approximately 2 weeks to come back.
Hospital officials say the symptoms are flu-like. For now, only immediate family members are being allowed to visit patients. Finance Minister Paul Martin says he thinks Canadians are ready to take their financial medicine in tomorrow's budget. Shawn Poulter reports on the concerns of the young and old.
Meet the 90s young family. Kevin Tour works in the capital's growing high-tech industry. Mary Jane is a teacher on maternity leave. They are a family with 90s prospects. What their parents once did on one income has become the impossible dream of a generation.
I'd like to stay home. I'm not sure we can afford that, but that's what I would like to do.
My parents, they bought their house, or they built their own house when they're in their mid-20s, whereas I'm now 30. I still don't own a house, and maybe it's going to be 35, 40 years old before.
It's all relative, and it's what you do with your money when you're young.
The Fishers retired 10 years ago, and now watch their nest egg ride the interest rate roller coaster. Their children are grown, with expectations their parents never had.
You young people step in where we're just doing now, and they at 30 to 40 are trying to do the same thing that we're doing.
They are living higher off the hog. They're doing more things than we ever did at their age.
Whether it's high expectations or tougher times, Canadian families are being split by a generation gap of economics. The young have inherited the federal debt and shrinking prospects. Their parents are just trying to hang on to what they've earned. And across the country,